Ladies and gentlemen, Swiss play continues for U.S. Quidditch Cup 11. It's Kansas taking on Texas State, and Kansas is going to get out to one run early on and get that quick score on the board, and it looks like it's going to be Divine that finishes that one at the hoops. Texas State going to take their time walking this one up the pitch. See how much they do. Stefan Vigil has the ball up top. Chris Delafinte trying to wrestle a ball away from McMorris over here on the right-hand side. And now on a drive and a kick and a shot off the left-hand side. It's going to be missed off the small hoop off the left rim. And it's going to be recovered. There's going to be a bludger coming back. So Texas State's going to have at least one on defense. Ryan Naraki going to be beat out, number 80, trekking back over here. Texas State, a lot slower than what you're normally accustomed to seeing. They're typically a team that likes to get on a transition and run fast. Jenna Bolweg misplaying on that play. Did not see that the quaffle was loose behind her, and Kansas is going to come up with a quick goal. Makes it 10-0 in favor of the Kansas Jayhawks, who are currently undefeated. Texas State as well. Texas State, the #1 seed coming into the college bracket. They actually had a first-round bye going into Swiss play. They got a free win, essentially, and got a 150-0 forfeit due to a team not being able to attend U.S. Quidditch Cup 11. Now Stefan going to keep his balance, spin away from two chasers, back up, allow himself to get away from a tackle, cut backwards. Looks like he's trying to find an angle. He's got two bludgers down. None of them belong to Texas State. Kansas is running one down. Chris Delafuente is over here on the right-hand side, and he's going to see Simone retreat backwards. And they're going to say that Chris Delafuente chased one down off the pitch, chased a bludger down off the pitch, I believe. Ethan Sturm, the head ref here. It's going to be a quaffle turnover going to Kansas on the right-hand side, and they're going to try and propel it forward, but it's going to get blocked backwards, and now Stephen Vigil Freeman over here on the left-hand side, waiting for bludger control, gets it up top, looks for an angle, drives in, kicks it, and it hits off the front rim and tips right to his female chaser behind the hoops, and she finishes it off the right hoop. Kansas can't react in enough time to come up with that block. It's 10-10 between Kansas and Texas State. Texas State just a couple of miles away from home. I think they're about 10 minutes away from the fields, to be honest with you. When I talked to Clayton Carlisle, one of their chasers, you'll see him a little bit later on in this game. Two bludgers down. Rachel Heald misses a shot off the mid-hoop. It bounces off the bottom of the rim and goes right to the keeper for Texas State out here. Waiting for a beat to come up. Back and forth they go, waiting for the throw and trying to snap back, and now trying to force the beater to make a quick turn and throw, miss the shot, and then take off and score was Texas State's plan on that one. They couldn't come up with exactly what they wanted, but nonetheless, they will still continue their offensive possession, although they'll be down a chaser because the beaters are taking out chasers independently of each other, of the play. A throw back up front, intended for Stefan. It's going to be handled and score. Oh, almost scored. A nice block from Rachel Heald from the mid-hoop. I'm sorry, Rachel. A small block, a big block on the small hoop from Rachel Heald, who, by the way, every time she does something pretty impressive, you can hear the crowd chanting USA because she is trying to make Team USA for a 2018 Redeem Team. Rachel Heald, formerly a basketball player, pretty talented, as you can tell out there. One of very few female keepers in the game of Quidditch. And you can see why here in a second. She came up with a shot that just missed, and now she's going to get a run at the hoops over there. Nice pass to Tabor. He's going to be able to finish that one after just getting a slight contact with it. He swats that one in on the right mid-hoop over there. Good score from him. Good assist from Rachel Heald. Beaters waiting for the interaction to happen, and they're also trying to attack that secondary level beater for Kansas out there to get an opening at the hoops because they're protecting it so closely. Now behind the hoops, and a beat behind the hoops, and Tabor's going to get that quaffle uncontested. Beaters for Kansas able to take care of business in a 2010 game. Kansas leading. Beat up front, Chris Delafuente is going to have to run it back, and Kansas is going to see an explosion of speed actually scoop up the bludger that was intended for Chris when he threw it back there. And now Texas State a lot more timid than one is used to seeing in some of their matchups. Now Stephen Vigil Freeman picks up the speed running up the field, takes a shot off the small hoop, scores that one. Chris De La Fuente is fighting for a bludger in front of the mid-hoop. Gets it loose. They're going to say it's a jersey grab on McMorris for Kansas. They're going to call a jersey grab on him. Ethan Sturm going to call that one. And he's saying his hand got stuck. It wasn't actually a jersey pull. He was trying to get away from the player who didn't have the ball, and it was a jersey pull. And Rachel Heald gets a block up front. Comes up with that. And Kansas is back on the move. Coming around the perimeter. Heald's got it. She's running the course. She's running around the perimeter over there, cutting that distance, and a nice tackle from Jenna Bolweg on Heald. Gets her down, draws the Quaffle loose, and now on the attack is Steffen. Steffen looking up. He gets the ball, and it's over the top of the hoops, and it's mistimed on the pass. It's intended for Brendan McDowell. He's on the attack and gets it off the mid-hoop, finishes that one. And that will be a quick score for Texas State out in transition. Heard Kansas in their pregame huddle talking about do not let Texas State get out on a run, because they understand that they're a team that likes to get hyped up. That's what they feed off of, and that may explain the significantly slower pace that Kansas is operating with. A pass off the mid-hoop, a tackle up there, and now a clean defensive play up front will allow an attack to be had by Texas State. They're going to all three bludgers are down. Chris De La Fuente just beat Kansas's beater, took a beat himself, and now an attack is on the way. Behind the hoops for another goal. Texas State's got back-to-back buckets. It's 30-all here. Kansas versus Texas State. And for the first time here today, we're going to see, looks like Mitchell's going to come into the game, Donovan Mitchell. Yes, he is. He's going to be coming in at the keeper role. Jenna Bolweg is going to be defending the fast chaser for Kansas out there, number 53. Heald is up top. She gets beat immediately. Oh, and the fast chaser takes the contact from the tackle, and it's a gang tackle behind the hoops. Mitchell has got him down. Freeman's on top of it. He throws the Quaffle up in the air, and Texas State mauls number 53 for Kansas as soon as he touches and makes contact with that Quaffle in front of the hoops. There's going to be a yellow card on the new entry into the game, Donovan Mitchell. He's going to have to take his headband off and give it to somebody else. He'll be a chaser once he re-enters the game. And they're going to say when 53 was down, turtled up, Mitchell engaged on the shoulder, and that's what they're going to call him for. Remember, it's 30-all. It's going to be called back contact. And 15's going to have the hoop reestablished. Sturm is going to call neck contact on number 7, wearing the highlight green. Sorry, that's highlighter green cleats and socks that perfectly match. Game is back up, and a quick score. Hold on a second. It's not finished. There is no goal. That was a clean block by Texas State on the run back. Number 72 cannot finish in front of the hoops, and now he's out there trying to pressure Steffen, who, by the way, agile and quick, at one point leading scorer in MLQ after the whole season was over, and there might be a conversation about this goal that was taken by Kansas. Bailey Fields is out there on the field behind the Texas State hoops, and it looks like somebody's going to bring her the bludger. They're going to call Chris De La Fuente for neck contact. So Donovan Mitchell and Chris De La Fuente going to be sent to the penalty box. A beater and a chaser for Texas State. Chris De La Fuente, a member of the Austin Outlaws during the Major League Quidditch season. And interesting turn of events here. Down 2 players, a chaser and a beater. Can Texas State get anything done on defense? We'll find out. Stephen Vigil is going to be beat. Stephen Vigil, sorry. Going to be beat up front. And he's going to step out to play point chaser. And stepping back is going to be McDowell into the keeper role. And a score looks like it was one indeed from Kansas out there, and that was number 25 for them. That's Ingles. Jenna Bolweg is going to sub out. It should be 40-30 in favor of Kansas. See if a new lineup. Donovan Mitchell is going to continue to play out here for the rest of his shift. Luckily, his line is not shifted off here. Donovan Mitchell, a pretty dynamic player when he gets a run at the hoops. Good beater play, which Texas State always has. Donovan going to rotate the ball back and forth, and it looks like they're trying to get the rotation properly behind. He's going to throw it over to McDowell, who's going to have a female chaser in front of him, and a pass intended for Mitchell is going to be thrown into the dirt and picked off. And now McDowell is about to be tackled. They're going to get him beat up front. That was a good idea by McDowell to try and tackle Ingles. This didn't come up his way, though. Rachel Heald back into the game. Confirming to her team that she's all right after that tackle from Jenna Bolweg earlier. Chris De La Fuente is going to get beat at the hoops. The ball's going to roll away just a hair, and it looks like it's going to be 50-30 in favor of Kansas here in Swiss play. Chris De La Fuente trying to get back into this game, missed a beat on the opposite hoop over there. Kansas is going to maintain bludgeon control, and once again, Texas State being forced to slow down, not only because of the penalties, but because of how slow the offense for Kansas is going. And on top of that, they're able to maintain bludgeon control because they're attacking so slowly up front, and they're winning those beater battles up front with the good rotation. Naraki on the attack. Throws one over to Bailey Fields. She beats number 31 from behind. Naraki's trying to defend Vigil. Now he's got bludgeon control back for Texas State. Throws one back to Bailey Fields. The offense hasn't scored yet. Behind the hoops they'll go. Stephen catches it. He's about to be tackled. No, he gets away from that one off the shoulder. A beat up front is going to be on number 22. That's Abby Lum who's going to be beat. And now Stefan's going to miss. And it looks like Clayton took a shot and missed it at the mid hoop. That doesn't happen too often. Sorry, that's Jacob DeCosta. That's Jacob Dostal, not Clayton. Clayton Carlisle. And Matt Dwyer is going to enter the game for the first time here today for Kansas Quidditch. He's coming across. He's got Rachel England in front of him. And to the left of him, he's got Devine for Kansas over here as well. 31, he's got Andrews in front of him. And a quick pass over to Devine. Donovan Mitchell going to maul him, force the ball loose, and now in a quick transition attack, it looks like Stefan might have he might have a goal attempt. No, Dwyer picks it off, and he's trying to turn it over on Texas State. Takes the shot, makes that one off the mid-hoop, and he is running back, and he's got the windmill go, and the hype is with all of the Kansas Jayhawks right now as they seek to quell the hype of Texas State Quidditch. Jacob Dostal comes up. He's got it over to Donovan Mitchell, two of the new additions to Texas State. They're trying to tell Donovan Mitchell to get a little bit wider, to force more coverage, to give more lanes on offense. Tim Wynn is up top. He's got Mitchell in front of him. Mitchell gets away from one defender, throws and floats one to Jacob way too far behind the hoops. But Jacob has to turn, recover, gets it over, and it's now Tim on the attack, and Tim runs right through one tackle and finishes up top. You got to get lower if you want to get to Tim like that, man. Tim is sneaky strong as a person who's attempted to tackle him before. Goal is good, according to Ethan Strom. The question is, 60-40 Kansas, according to Ethan Sturm, the head ref here on pitch one for U.S. Quidditch Cup 11. Kansas coming up the pitch. Rachel England, Devine over here on the left-hand side. And Simone, number 22 for Kansas, coming behind Bailey Fields, trying to sneak up on her. She gets a beat on Dwyer, forces the ball loose. Donovan Mitchell recovers it. Now Donovan trying to get out of transition. He gets away from one beater. Devine looked like he almost got beat on the hand there for a second. Mitchell loses his balance, pops right back up, fakes him out, goes left, goes right, dodges a beat, gets it over to Dostal. And now on the attack, another goal. It's 60-50. Kansas leads Texas State. Donovan Mitchell showing exactly why he is on the pitch for Texas State. The kid cannot be touched. Matt Dwyer had a pretty nifty move the last time he came up on offense. See if he can work something out early on here as Texas State's trying to fight their way back into this game. Ryan Naraki got beat on the forearm, and he's upset about something. Back up top to Dwyer. Went over his head. Let's see if Texas State tries to make a run at him. They don't. Tim Wynn, number 21 for Texas State, is back up top. Simone the beater up front as well. He's got Bailey Fields to the right of him and Tim up front. Tim trying to duck out of the way of that a potential beat. And a throw up top, it did not hit Dwyer. Over off the left side, Tabor is going to get blocked. Tabor's actually going to finish, fall off of his broom after he scored, and it's going to make it 70-50. 70-50 Kansas. Nice move on that one. Tabor showing some of that athleticism, some of that flexibility as well. That spatial awareness in the air to be able to finish that one. Jacob Dostal coming up top. He gets beat at the top of the pitch, and now on the attack, number 10, it's going to be McCann, and a finish over the mid-hoop. Dostal knocks that hoop over as he tries to get a block, and Rachel England still working. Bailey Fields trying to run for a loose quaffle as well, throws the bludger up front, and as soon as Jacob gets out of the zone, whoever scoops that bludger up is going to have the potential to beat him. Now Donovan Mitchell on the run here. He's going to turn and get beat on the quad. Tim Wynn's trying to recover it. He's got a couple of players by him in his near area. Jacob scoops that up. He's attacking. He's being tackled. He spins away from that one. Off the left hoop, off the small hoop, a throw over to Tim Wynn. Tim is going to run this one down and get beat from behind, and Kansas is going to quell the attack of Texas State. Hold on, we got a whistle blown here. There's going to be neck contact called on number 10. For Kansas. Oh, it's tripping, not neck contact. He grabbed his neck when he got up there. That's tripping on the attempted tackle for Jacob Dostal. The Kansas Quidditch players talking to the Snitch over here, saying, "Are you our Snitch?" And he says, "Yes." And they ask, "Can I catch you?" And he says, "No." Jackson, who is the head coach of Texas State, formerly of Texas State, now of Lone Star Quidditch, is talking to Naraki, saying that he should get possession of that loose bludger that was right in front of the scorer's table, saying that it was on the hard boundary. Tabor is coming across mid-pitch here. Not many people trying to get the Tabor on this one. And it looks like there's going to be a significantly larger lineup coming out here for Kansas. Rachel Hill trying to get away from, looks like that's Abby Lum again. A turnover. Tim Wynn looking like he's on the attack. He's got a beater in front of him. Is he going to get away from him? Oh, an excellent beat from Bailey Fields from a distance. Knocks out the only beater for Kansas to be able to stop that one. And the goal is good for Tim Wynn. It's 80-70 in favor of Kansas. They have maintained the lead this entire game. And Abby Lum is going to go back to work again against Heald. Tim Wynn makes a run at Heald. And Simone beats him on the back. Bailey Fields gets beat. Tabor's on the attack. Somebody's going to have to stop him. The beater is able to jar the ball loose and beat Tabor on his way back. Nobody's going to call him beat, though. Chris De La Fuente gets a beat up front. They're going to get that one over there. Donovan Mitchell dives, dodges a beat, and Tim Wynn flexes the muscle as he just so lightly dunks that one in. Donovan Mitchell with another killer juke of a bludger and a chaser on the far side of the pitch. Rachel Heald bringing it up the pitch here. Kansas starting to quiet down quite a bit as the game is now tied up. A throw up top. Jacob Dostal comes up with that catch and block. Steve Ogrelinski about to go in that seeker. Weary, number 53 for Kansas, into the seeker position. He'll be going to work first. This game is tied up, ladies and gentlemen. Chris De La Fuente going to get his bludger back just above the keepers on a pass near the hoops, and Eric Reyes, a Texas State graduate and now alum, back for grad school. is back in this game, and a bad throw from Bailey Fields actually misses, and Rachel Heald is going to be taken down from behind. Not from behind, going to be taken down up front, get by, and make sure to keep her shooting arm free, gets it over to Tabor, and now Texas State getting beaten in a bludger game up front. A throw off Donovan Mitchell. It hits his broom off of him and the ball out of his hand. That was an excellent throw up top for number 23. Chris De La Fuente running him down at the subs table. And a deflected bludger for Texas State. They're not in control just yet. Eli Dorsey now has possession. Donovan Mitchell waiting for a throw up front. Cuts, gets away from one. Heald gains possession of the ball. And it looks like McDowell is going to have to settle for retreating back on defense. As Texas State riding the Rocky. The Snitch is going to be released here, and this game is well within Snitch range. The momentum shifting quickly. Kansas dominating most of the first portion of this game, the second half belonging to Texas State. We'll see what happens once the Snitch gets released in under a minute. Once the Seekers are released in under a minute. Jacob Dosto cheering on Steve Odolinski. Donovan Mitchell looks like he's got a run after getting a stop versus Kansas. Is there going to be a beater in front of him? He shakes one, splits two defenders, spins away from one, and looks like he finishes at the mid-hoop. McMorris is beat. No, he's not, because that was the only bludger available. He had his hand up for immunity. Means he can't be beat. Ryan Naraki ready to go to work here. Snitch is released as the crowd waits with bated breath to see what happens here. Seekers getting in the zone, standing up to the line, and Weary likes to take his time to get to the line there. He likes to get a running start. He's coming across the pitch. He's going to be protected by his beaters up front. Chris De La Fuente is going to sneak past one, defeat him. Weary's going to head back. Kansas is on a run off the edge over here, and it looks like McDowell is going to take on one chaser, get him. Donovan Mitchell's going to try and tackle him, and he's going to score off the mid-hoop after going around the complete perimeter of all three hoops. That was pretty effective. We'll see. McDowell comes in, slips one tackle, and finishes out a shot off the short hoop. Excellent move there. Kansas is really flying out there on defense. Oh, man. Steve Dolinsky's got a catch, and Jackson is elated. Texas State throws up the diamonds, looking for a win. Should be 90 all right now, according to the scoreboard. Throws up the diamonds, the Texas State Bobcats do. Texas State defeats Kansas. The catch is good. Steve Odolinski, and a close one, comes up with the win. And the Bobcats celebrate like nobody else does when it comes to college Quidditch. The Kansas Jayhawks had the right plan, and when they go back and look at this game on film, they'll see just how close they were to beating Texas State, the #1 seed in this in this Swiss-style tournament for college Quidditch. You'll have to see what happens on day 2. Have to imagine if there's any justice in the world, we'll get a chance to see these guys duke it out one more time. Steve Dolinsky with the catch. Texas State with the win versus the Jayhawks. UTSA cheering on Texas State as they got a win against Kansas here. One more time. Texas State for the win over Kansas. Remains undefeated in Swiss play. U.S. Quidditch Cup 11 on pitch 1.